The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. We have the Dow right now down 9, Nasdaq up 5, S&Ps are up $1.50. You have gold flat at $16.56. Silver is at $32.46. We get oil at 51 cents up. Bonds are down 10 ticks. King dollar is up 28 ticks. It's great to be back with you. Great to be back with you.
Great to have you back.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You've had a heck of a week, too, man.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Only 17 hours. 17 hours of radio.
17 hours of radio. That's a beautiful thing.
It was. It was.
I'll tell you, I didn't listen to radio. I didn't listen to TV. I just listened to the water.
Oh, man. That is really great.
It was amazing. And I was cruising down the British Isles, folks.
Yeah.
And it was pretty intense.
How good was the weather?
Every single day it was insane.
Yeah.
We had a couple, it was whaling a couple days, but it was beautiful. Because those islands, the way it works is that they're so protected. So
yes.
Even when, you get some big winds, you can get inside coves and stay protected.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was great. It was insane.
Was that one of your better kind of getaways from everything? Yeah. It was
big time. Big time. Because what you had is that, sorry, one more second. I got everything up here. I'm almost there. There we go. What's so sweet about down there is that it's consistent with the weather, and of course the water's insane, and you get a lot of deep water ports.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what they had down there at the same time is that they had the international boat regatta, so there were 130, 140-foot sailboats.
Really?
Plus, yeah.
Oh, no. You had to be in heaven.
It was insane. It was insane watching them. And those are crude boats, of course, folks, okay, but they were just beautiful.
Yeah. So, did it take you a day or two to stay away from the markets and the...
It took me like 3 days.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it took me 3 days. And what's funny, folks, is that, I was fighting it. I wasn't fighting it. I was saying, man, I got to lay back, man. This is gorgeous.
I know you were set up so that you could.
Yeah. Well, no, what I would do is this. I would get up. I was up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that I have everything done, send it out, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But it did take me 3 days to get into that atmosphere.
For sure,
but once I got into that atmosphere, you didn't even want to. What was what was cool actually? What happened is this: is that for 2 days my cell phone didn't work, but the computer and the cards I could get access, so I could send the newsletter out, and I could do all of that, and my Bloomberg worked. All right.
Yes.
So it was pretty cool with 2 days with the phone not working.
Yeah.
At the first day I was like, oh no, man, this can't happen. But bottom line is it was great.
Well, we had a great time, but we missed you. Everybody missed you. Thousands. I got thousands of emails.
Yeah,
when's Tom coming back?
Yeah, too much.
Oh man.
Hey, well, let's talk about the market. You had.
We only have to talk about Apple.
Oh,
we don't have to talk about Apple.
So Apple this morning. Check this out, folks. This is wild. Let's see if it hit those highs yet. Let's look at that. It just missed them this morning. It wants to hit those highs again.
Yeah.
But what they're doing, folks, this morning now, this is intense because what you have is this: they're doing the dividend
$2.65
per quarter.
Okay.
And then what they're also doing is that they're doing a $10 billion buyback.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a trip. Apple just went from $350 the last 4 months up to $600, right?
Yeah.
Now,
what's interesting is that was kind of also on the rumor. I think a lot of it was based on the fact that they were going to all of a sudden start paying a diviend.
Oh, for sure. That's why we want to see what happens this morning. I wish it would just already hit that high.
Yeah.
Because it hadn't. Look at that, 600.01. We hit 599. I'd like to see it hit it.
Yeah.
The reason being, folks, is this: is that when you buy, there's two different things happening here. Which they have the buyback itself is not the end of the world because they're looking to actually buy that back and give it to the employees.
Okay.
So it's a dilution.
I see, okay.
It's a dilution that they're trying to buy back, okay? But picture what you're doing. Would you rather buy it back at $350 at $600? Well, they're buying it back right now at $600. That's the first part. The second part, though, is going to get more tricky. You keep hearing that, they had the $98 billion in cash.
Right.
3/4 of that was overseas.
Yeah, now for the buyback, are they able to use the overseas cash to buy?
No.
Really?
No, they got to repatriate the money
Yeah.
pay the tax on it, and then do it. So that buyback...
Is that what they said they're going to do?
I believe they are. Yeah.
As opposed to run the U.S. cash?
Well, they don't have enough U.S. cash.
Oh, is that?
They don't have enough U.S. cash to pay the dividend and do the buyback.
Ah, okay.
So, this is where it's going to shake out. That's why I wanted to see it hit this morning, because once people figure this out, it's going to be like, hold it. If you're going to pay 30% on that, what does that buyback really cost them, and what is the actual cost?
That's right, because if you're going to have to pay some tax, that's what you're saying.
What they're doing is that they're still taking in $16 billion in cash per quarter. That's extra, folks, extra throwing off. So it's but it's more expensive, and you'll see this come out tomorrow. It's more expensive than actually what you're seeing this morning. Yeah, by a big amount too, not a small amount. Right. So, we'll see how it shakes and bakes. When I was looking at the... Did
you see a lot of iPads over there?
Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. This is an international place, folks. But yes, I did. Every boat captain has them. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I did. I absolutely did.
Because there's some pretty great apps that are on there, especially for boating.
Yeah. I mean, when I was going on the docks, I cracked up. I said, "Look at, they're right here." And what ends up happening is that what they do is that many of these larger yachts, they have the iPads, and you have them right inside. So when you walk inside the salon, any of the music you're playing, you just hit it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yes, iPads are ruling the world right now. There's no doubt about it, man. Yeah. So how you been? Have a good week?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it was a great.
You still have a voice, pretty good.
I do. Yeah. It was great. It was capped it off with a fun show with David and I on Friday from 5 to 6.
Oh, good.
So that was good. And then I was at a party Saturday night, having some adult beverages to soothe my throat.
Nothing like it.
And then a good night's sleep. Good night's sleep,
Good.
So, need a little bit of rest.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I saw? Okay, so we have you have the SPYs, the Diamonds, the Qs. They had wide price spread for the week, over the highs, no juice.
Yes.
Now the small caps haven't been able to get over the February highs, which is a big heads up, folks.
They just have not been able to, and they just simply, if you take a look at just the futures contract, you take a look whatever you want to, but, on the futures contract, just still holding that, that textbook Gertley sell pattern, 1.618 expansion, and, let's see if it did it even this morning. The high going back to February 3rd was 832. What did it get up to even this morning? 833.90.
Yeah.
So it's the first time it's actually gotten up and over, still trading below that area.
Yeah,
but small caps are going to need to get going here if the market wants to make a move higher with conviction.
I'll tell you what I think is going to be the shocker out here, folks, and this comes from the editor of the Gold Report. You're going to see something that's nasty. And what I'm talking about is this. When I did the update this morning, gold, right?
Yeah.
Hold on to your seat here, folks, because these golds want to go 20% lower.
Yeah. You're talking about the equities inside there.
Straight across, man.
Yeah.
What you had is this, folks. You had the XAU, HUI come in with monster volume. I've been watching Newmont. I don't put Newmont in the newsletter because I don't like the stock, but it busted out, but it busted down with monster volume.
Right, it did. I remember we had a caller last week.
So, you better be careful in that market. You better make sure that you have stops in, period.
Yeah.
Now,
part of that is taking gold back down into the 1580, maybe 1523 range.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it looks like it wants to go.
Yeah.
And what you have, where it wants to go, is March 09 highs.
For the equities.
For the equities.
Yeah.
Which is pretty intense.
That really is.
That's where it wants to go.
Especially when you consider with gold where it's at compared to March 09.
No, absolutely.
Where was gold in March 09?
Well, that was around the same place. Actually, no, it was a lot lighter. It was a lot. March 09, we were at 666.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, remember we had gone from 1,081 to 666.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
So this
and now we're in essence almost 3 times, 2.5,
that's
2
right.
and 3/4 times more.
Right.
But yet you've got the gold equities down there.
That's right.
But that's at a stage where people don't want to own them.
Yeah,
in essence,
we
right?
will.
Right. Yeah. So it'll be great. So it'll be great buys.
So watch. Like I get Gold Corp up here, folks. The Gold Corp's 44.17. Now, we know that it wants, well, I want to go test the 44 to 41 because you have the high volume low on October 4th.
Yeah, and you're trading inside that swing point
right
now?
But see what happened on option expiration?
Yeah.
That's volume on the way down.
Yeah.
And expanded dramatically. Okay? These things want to bust out, man. Would bust down, which is pretty intense. You know, if we go to Newmont did it. Newmont blew away and now wants to do another ABC down. You know, Newmont blew its lows away going all the way at 58. Now it's at 53.
Yeah.
That thing wants to go to 44. It's a big heads up, man.
So the one that everybody will call in about is Great Basin, which had broke through its all-time lows out there.
Yep.
You know, got down in the 60 high 60-cent range.
69, and that's 69.
What's it trading at this morning?
It's 69. And if we bring this back, let's see where, okay, so I'll bring this in a 5-year. What you want to do with these folks, put them on 5-year monthlies, and they get pretty clean as to where they want to go. Okay, so you're into 73, you get 57.
57 cents. Wow.
Yeah, which is 2002, which is pretty intense, man.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I know. And, yeah, I mean, it's there. And that volume's got to die down ASAP.
Yeah.
You know, if we go look at Rango Resources, same with Rango. See, Rango, the
Boy, look at that volume.
It never should have come
That's a daily
out.
chart?
Yeah, that's a daily. Now, this is still the strongest gold equity.
Yeah.
That never should have happened. You know, 2.4 million on Friday, and you're going into 1.6. That's saying it's going to be another ABC down. In fact, yeah, see, it broke there. It broke there. So that was 8 conservatively, not taking the big ones, 118, 107. That's $11. That brings you down to 102. Hits the 101.
And it came through with such conviction. It's going to do more than the 1A to be.
Big time. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you being out there growling and prowling with us, folks. We have the Dow right now down 7, NASDAQ up 3, S&P's up 1.5. We're going to be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more, and that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion, and for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best-kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfn.com and sign up today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you being out here growling and prowling with us. We get the Dow right now down 14. NASDAQ, S&Ps are flat. Apple's up 5.19. We should hit that 600 really close, but didn't whack
Pretty
that
wild
baby.
that it went to 600 and a penny.
Oh, let me tell you, when I brought that computer up in the morning, I forget which morning I saw that, I said, this is like sick.
Yeah.
You know.
601 penny.
And 1 penny. And 1 penny. Let's get a Philip in Atlanta. Hey, Philip, what's going on?
Tommy, what?
He moves around. He goes from Nahant up to someplace down in Rhode Island over to...
That's too funny.
Yeah. He's still listening, though. That's a beautiful thing.
That's right. That's too funny.
Oh, man, I got to tell you. Okay, bonds. Let's go over to the bond market and take a look at bonds. Bonds out here. You know what's interesting? You know, that I hadn't read a newspaper in a week either.
Yeah.
So I come back and it was saying, oh, the bond market fell apart. Well, really, it was funny. All the bond market really did is come back into the strength from October 31st.
Yeah.
Which is a trip.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? And now it came down fast, there's no doubt. When you went from 141 and 2 days later at 136, but.
Yeah, and that's what stopped it so far. Now, do you think the bonds are going to go ahead and get all the way down to the bottom of the October 27th swing point?
So let's take a look. So, okay.
You know, I mean, the way that it's fell so fast.
Yeah, it wants to go test it, but you can see. Okay, so if we use the TLT, you get 24 million up. It banged down with 24. Now it's got you want it to test. Now this gets interesting because you know how I talk about how you want volume to actually come out before the swing point.
Yes.
Well, the bottom of that swing point is 109.82.
Yeah, on the TLT.
Yeah, and when you got down to the 110, you had 13 million versus 19.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
And I suspect it'll test it one more time, but that's exactly how you want to come into it. You want the volume to, well, this is if you think it's going to go back up. You want the volume to come out before the swing.
Right.
It gets too tired. It comes into it once. You can see the first time in, it died. You know, almost 50% lighter volume, and the second time it should be less.
So in that case there, where you do have the volume that came out on March 14th.
Yes.
You know, so that's the big volume that's out there, 24 million. You get down there, you do the test on lighter volume.
Yep.
You know, from your standpoint, from a reward to risk, if you were going to go, you know, long the TLT.
Right.
You know, would you wait until you got inside March 14th because you're not dealing with a very large price difference?
That's
between, you know, because that could also stop it.
I do both. You want it to, first off, go down to the lows there of the 27th, which is 109.
Yeah.
Then you want a sign of strength, then you buy the next retracement.
Okay.
You'd have to have a sign of strength after this, because that comes down hard.
Okay, so because you came down with that volume, that's where you're saying, okay, I'm not going, even though you tested the swing point.
That's right.
I'm just not going to get into it until I see some, you know, institutional buyers in there. They're going to push it up.
Exactly. Now, like on your chart, which is really cool, when you go over and you're looking, folks, you can see what it's doing. I always like this. So you have the swing point there, from October, right?
Right.
But look at the swing point from August. It's even better.
Right. Exactly.
So what happens is that with Steve, what you're looking at there, folks, that you get that swing point at 110, 111. That is a huge. And it's going to be really hard. It hasn't busted the first one yet, never mind the second one.
Right.
So I like to see those setups, particularly when I see so much press that, that's the end of bonds.
Yeah, and so also in this case here, somebody that we're going to go ahead and take this trade, your stop would have to be on the other side of that August.
Of the highs.
Of
the highs of that. That's right. Which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So it could be nice. So if you go over to the XLF, you have almost really the reverse taking place, because actually on the XLF, what I like is it made really a beautiful Gartley cell pattern, a 1.618 Gartley cell pattern. Let me see if I can bring that up. I don't know if it's on this system. It's on my other laptop.
Okay. Where's
the spiders out here? But on the XLF, here it is. So on the XLF, and it's actually trading up this morning, up at 1584. But you take a look at the just the sacred geometry on this thing. 786 retracement off of the highs, 786 from the lows, 1.618 expansion. I mean, it's one of those
amazing.
Ones, right? We would use this if you were publishing the art of the chart. This might be one of those. Whether it fails or it's a successful pattern. Still simply, I mean, just great geometry.
The
numbers,
geometry's there.
That are there. But in this case here, even if this thing does start to work. It's got to get through that. March 13th swing point that had some conviction in it.
Yeah, it definitely had conviction in it. Now look, if we put this on a weekly, it's gonna. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay, so you're going into the May 2010 downdraft. Other than that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That downdraft there had $1 billion, and you did. Only 25 million.
Actually, I'd like to see the start to fail come down to this area where it had the sign of strength, and then maybe fire away at it.
On the long side?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. We're coming right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We get the Dow right now up at down 10. Nasdaq up 3. S&P's up 3.5. 1.5 rather. And if we take a look at some of the high volume stocks out here this morning, you get BAC up 19 cents. Apple's up $6. We get Microsoft down 28. U.S. Steel's up $1.51. Let's go see what's happening with steel over there. So X, right? Interesting. Okay, so U.S. Steel, 1, 2, no, okay.
Yeah, I was watching March Madness kicked off on Thursday,
right.
which was yeah, I mean, well, all weekend obviously great games, but Thursday was especially great because I mean that's when you had everything going. So I went over to Brown Boxer,
yes,
because there are plenty of screens out there,
yeah.
Which is a place, it's a little bar, sports bar on the beach, folks. And I was sitting next to a guy that was in the coal business.
Okay.
Up in the West Virginia area. He was saying how coal just around the world is just slowing down big time.
Is it interesting?
Yeah.
Around the world, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because these guys are big into it.
Oh, they no doubt.
Over here for some type of show, but
okay.
When we started talking about what business we're in, and he asked what I was seeing in the charts and the market or what have you, and it was divergent from what he's experiencing and seeing out there.
That's important.
He said, "I'll tell you, with our economy, it's not,
That's important.
And he's talking, China. He's still getting worldwide.
Oh yeah.
What it is that they're seeing out there.
And what's wild, folks, is that I remember when I started the gold report in 2001, I had met a lot of coal guys. There's a lot of young guys that came to the first couple shows. And they were coming because they were, there's a huge, if you know that business, folks, what would end up happening is that business was down the tubes also, the coal business, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to this one young kid, and it was such a cool conversation. And he was telling me, he's like 23 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And he was telling me that, no, just like gold is going, coal's going to be going, right?
Yeah.
And because and these folks grew up in the area, I'm not sure, right. West Virginia. I think, no, this kid was from Kentucky.
Yeah.
And
there's
plenty.
Yeah.
And
right across the border from Cincinnati.
Yeah, and he was saying that he could go get it's just like anything else. When you're on the government land, you just go pull the permit, and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because, of course, coal did go. And I think that young kid, I mean, I'm sure he made millions.
Yeah.
And he's taking the risk. And they knew then, and the reason I'm saying this is that they are ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
When they're on the ground. When they're on the ground, they're ahead of the curve, period. You know, because they know where the orders are coming in. In fact, if you want to listen to this, and you're going to love this. We're all going to love this. We're coming into a port, and I meet this guy that is he's one of the largest gold plating guys in the world.
Okay.
Now listen to this, folks. This is pretty cool. He has the contract for all of our aircraft that is over the air in Afghanistan and Iraq and all this, right?
Okay.
Well, so watch what he makes. And there hasn't been one fatality, he said, using, and I'll just take my time trying to explain how this works, right? There hasn't been one fatality by a
surface-to-air missile.
Surface-to-air missile, okay, on the planes thus far. And this is what he has done, right? So listen to this. This is, for all of us in the gold business, this is so cool, it's unbelievable. He's figured out a way, and it was funny. I was with, one of the other guys I was with is a biochemist. Okay, so these guys were talking, it was like, oh man, what a trip this is. And what they were talking about, they were all talking about molecules, and they were talking about, you know, how you plate something.
Yes.
Well, one of the main reasons that the planes have not been hit is that what he does is this. He, inside the F-16s, F-15s, whatever they're flying, I'm not sure what they're flying out there.
Right.
There's these little circuits. And inside the circuit is made of ceramic, first off, right? Yeah. And on top of that, though, he plates this with gold. And what that gold does is that I'm not sure, the conductivity or the reflectability or something. There's something inside of that as soon as something goes off, that surface there has thus far been 100% that
being able to deflect.
That it picks it up, it deflects it, and I mean it's amazing. And you know, I wish I could explain it more, and I will.
That's okay. We'll get David maybe can.
Well, actually, you know what? I'll get the guy on. I'll get the guy on. I'll get the guy on. Yeah. But it's really amazing. I mean, it's amazing, and he was explaining just. It's just the whole business is amazing.
Oh, the whole business of technology.
Yeah, exactly.
And just simply what we're able to do. I was just using some different metaphors for folks about the important. I talk a lot about understanding what business you're in because I think that's just so important when you just go back and learn from example after example. I use because so much talk and discussion about Apple. And so I just simply threw out there to folks, well, who was it before Apple, folks? And who was Sony. And so you go back and take a look at, because, I don't know if you owned a Walkman or you owned a portable DVD player, as you were traveling.
Anything of Sony was worth a fortune. It was beautiful. Right.
And so Sony even had phones, so you take, and Sony had music contracts, right? Apple wasn't in the music contract business. Right. Sony was actually a distributor of Huge. So, the problem was they really didn't think about what business were they in because they had they had market share, they had all the tools, right? And you take a look Sony's making it. This has nothing to do with the yen or anything like that. This just simply had to do with just making sure you understood what business you were in because Apple obviously had gone out there and totally ate their lunch
and took it
lock,
stock, and barrel.
Yeah. And so just simply talking to folks about it's so important just simply to understand just that one little thing.
I know.
And then you start taking a look at technology and take a look at what Apple has done or what just simply cellular technology has done.
Right.
Because if you take a look at, in Africa, there's an entire technology generation that's been void. When I first went over to Russia, when I was over in Russia right after Perestroika, folks, I was walking around there saying, this looks like I was just displaced back into the 1960s in the United States. I mean, I felt when you started to just take a look around you where they were at with technology and things, because that's what seems like communism did was it totally suppressed because of being able to control everything. Right. But there you could see how things would rapidly grow. Well, if you take a look at cellular technology, they don't need, landlines, over in Africa.
No.
They're immediately, voiding that entire landline technology, go right to cellular technology.
Right.
And then you all of a sudden have internet access. You got more information than the president had 10 years ago available on your telephone, between being able to use search engines.
That's right.
So it's pretty incredible, just simply the advancement of technology. And we consider just how smart our brains are. We don't even, just simply, you take a look at, you're talking to the guys that, created something, through either themselves or a group of people, that created some pretty impressive technology. It's amazing what we can do.
It's unbelievable. And, when you talk about the cellular phone deal, one of the richest men in the world, the guy from India, Reliance Industries, folks. One of now their father had a bunch of money too, but the two sons, they were really smart and they are smart. What one of them did, bottom line, is that because they had a breakup after their father died, and I think they're back together now, but it was a mess for a while. But bottom line is that where they made billions and billions, is that he turned around and says, you know what? All the folks that don't have any phones, that people thought that he couldn't afford phones. He got right in the middle of that, $12, right? Got the phones made in China, brought up the thing, bingo, all of a sudden, billions of dollars within a year.
Oh, for sure.
Because now they tell stories that you can be in the middle of nowhere, and they're taking those little villages, and then people, there's Coca-Cola salespeople on these phones, and it's really, so it's people that weren't making money, all of a sudden put the phone in their hand, all of a sudden you can have distribution out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, you get even the guy in Mexico or Brazil, Slim.
Yeah, same deal.
Right?
You got it.
Richest guy in the world.
That's right.
That's right. From the American Mobile, cellular business.
Huge.
Well, that's the idea of being able to give somebody the device and just you're charging them for the blade, right?
Yeah, big time. Well, what I saw in the British Virgin Islands is that who's on the ball over there, folks, is Heineken. You could be at the small now, and if you really, if you could be young or old, it really doesn't matter. But if you want to pack it in and go make some bread, there's a dozen businesses in the British Virgin Islands you could do and make some big bread.
Yeah.
In the British Virgin Islands, you could be on any island, and there's hardly any people, but there's a huge boating crowd, right, that you could cater to.
For sure.
Every single, even these little shacks, had Heineken signs on it. It was so. Of course, I drink Heineken, so that was interesting in the concept that I says, look at how you have to build that type of deal up. And of course, what ends up happening is that, all you need is cold beer. Something like it.
Somebody was telling me, it might have been while I was over at the bar last week.
Yeah.
That I like Stella.
Stella,
right? Okay. Well, apparently the guy who started Stella, was one of the brothers of Heineken.
That makes sense.
It was in the family, and I said, no wonder I like it so much.
Well, that totally makes sense. So think about this. When you look at ProShares, ProShares, folks, came off of Ridex funds. The guys that started Ridex funds, the guy that started ProShares was with the guys that started Ridex. And if you go to their office, they're right down. If you don't know what Ridex is, Ridex, folks, was the first fund that you could put in your IRA and be a market timer fund.
Yeah,
and that's
that's really great. I wish that more companies out there, CEOs of companies, would switch over to funds like that, if you will, because it allows the employees to be able to go ahead and play the markets both ways if they want.
Right.
And we're talking all kinds of funds. You can go long short bonds. You can go long short energy. The whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great set of funds.
But they want all your money and they want to store it away, and that's it.
I know. Of course they do.
Just keep working for it. Yeah. Store it away.
Of course that's.
It's going to be all right. Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
The bonds are going to be interesting here. Let's see what we have working out here this morning. USM 2. So. Yeah, she wants to hit the bottom. I'd love to see that. Just test the bottom. That's all we need.
Yeah. Well, King Dollar, was certainly moving last week while you were away.
Yes.
That had some juice in it for sure.
Well, do you know?
And now we don't even have Greece to talk about anymore.
We want a statistic. This is pretty intense, folks. So if you folks that follow the future markets as to the number of contracts, bullish, bearish. This is the longest streak since 1999.
Yeah.
That inside the future dollar contracts, that it's skewed to the long side. Big money is skewed to the long side.
Yeah.
So it's an 8-month run thus far. But 1999, that totally makes sense, So it makes sense to me anyway.
Yeah. So currency-wise, is it what do they use for currency?
King dollar rules. King dollar rules, no doubt. You get the British flag everywhere, but King dollar is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Everything's in dollars. Yeah.
That's good.
No doubt. What they have going, which is pretty cool, just like the Caymans, is that tax structure-wise, folks, the taxes, you only pay one tax on a transfer of property. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done. Now, this gets even more wild, though. So I was saying to one of the guys I was with, I says, why are all these houses, there's so many houses that at the roof has all these rods coming out of it.
Yeah.
So watch what happens, that you can go over and you can build a house, and if you don't finish the house, the tax never gets done. She says, so what ends up happening is that all these folks turn around.
Really?
Yeah, no kidding. Now, they're trying to figure, they're going to close that loophole, but that loophole's been out there forever. So the guy I was with, he's been over there forever. Not forever, but, good 10 years. And he says, yes. He says, so what people do, they'll and these are most of the people that live here. It wouldn't be you and us coming over because we wouldn't get away with it. The people that live there, that have the house, they've been living there for a couple generations, whatever. They'll do it. The house is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then at the roof, what you do is that you put a flat roof on, and you have the rebar coming up to put the other roof on, but you never finish it. I mean, you don't need to finish it because you already have a flat roof.
Right.
And you never pay taxes. So the tax story, folks, is all over the world. I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
People work hard for their money.
Exactly. Well, the politicians, they work hard to get our money.
They do. That's for sure.
Oh, no doubt. So let's go take a look at the UK first. We take a look at, we go over the FTSE. FTSE's hanging at those highs. You're at the 59.59. Let me see what we have here. So let's put this on a weekly, and we'll put the volume inside it and see what we're looking at. Okay. So look at this. This is always intriguing that when we came down in 2011, so I want to see something that's pretty wild, folks. It took 2 weeks to go from 5,900 to 4,700.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That was intense.
And then it took, holy cow.
Well, look, you're always going to be able to make more money quicker, faster, as markets are moving down.
Yeah.
Versus several years, 3 years or more.
Yeah. Well, it took 8 months to come back.
Yeah.
Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Don't forget, folks. Steve's coming out to Denver, Colorado, Master Trader Series, March 23rd and 24th. That's this Friday and Saturday. Check it out on the front page of TFNN.com. We're going to be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Coming March 23rd, Denver, Colorado.
That's right. This Friday and Saturday I'll be in Denver, and then come back here for a week, and then the following week, April 17th, 13th and 14th. In Tampa, and I'll do one here, and then in Boston to finish out the end of the month, 27th and 28th. So Friday and a Saturday.
Nice.
Makes it easier for folks to be able to, take one day off of work, and then we'll do Saturday.
And of course, you have the market open on one day, which is great.
Yeah. So it's going to be, it's going to be a killer.
And you're going to have good weather in Boston, April 27th, 28th. In fact,
that's good weather everywhere. It was so warm. It wasn't just warm where you were last week. It was warm all across this country. Nobody needs natural gas anymore.
No.
Is it still trading down? I didn't take a look at it.
Yeah, it's 238. It's up 54 ticks, but 238.
Of course, gas, though, oil, here, I was telling folks, I had to go out and get a couple quarts of oil, this week. And I was amazed at the price increase, because I use a synthetic oil, and I was like, holy cow.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad.
It was way over $9 for a quart.
I am so glad, because I have cases of oil from my boat in the garage. And what happens, folks, is that you always got to remember something, is that when the stuff that you use, what I tend to do is the stuff that I know that I use won't go bad.
Yeah.
When I see that it's on sale, something, bang, that's making money.
And usually I do that. Costco usually has a coupon every now and then.
Right.
And I'll go over there, and I went to look for it, and I didn't realize that I was out. And so I ran down to a little auto zone store with that, and I was like, wow, $9 for a quart?
Damn.
Holy cow.
That is intense, isn't it?
Absolutely.
AZO. So that's why, let's see where AZO's trading. It's at its highs. That's another ABC up. Yeah. AZO's a trip, man. I mean, that's a company that just makes money hand over fist.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's wild about it is that when things are bad, they make money. And when things are good, they even make more money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
For sure.
And it's being... When it's bad, folks, people like working on their cars anyway. And
that's right.
But when it's bad, they get more business. When it's good, there's just more cars.
That's right. More cars, and then you've had people that have held on to things a little bit longer and said, hey, this isn't so bad.
No.
And so they just keep going with that.
You just come up with a great point, man. Because what does happen, in this downdraft, people are going to realize that, down in Florida, folks, you wouldn't believe, like Angie, I mean, my beautiful wife, I love her, but let me tell you something, right? If like a car, the cars, they can be brand new, and she thinks, oh, this car's not new anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a new car. And it's hilarious. Coming from the north, folks, let me tell you something. Out of Boston, we run them to the ground. I mean, I've had Mercedes and Jaguars forever. And,
yes.
They're beautiful. I mean, well, the Jaguar I can't put hundreds of thousands, but the Mercedes, 200, 300,000, and that's in bad weather.
That's right.
That'd be sacrilegious in Florida, folks.
Right.
It's crazy, man. It's really funny how it works.
It is.
But you know what? That's what happens in different parts of the country, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I think a lot of folks, again, they're just held on to some things longer. And then you realize, hey, this is not so bad.
No,
all of a sudden, because you got the extra cash coming in, which you can use for something else. It's not like it just whether it's investing in the markets or whatever it might be, just simply grow more. I mean, that's
really what my point is now, is that the folks have held on longer, and they realize that no, you don't have to be trading these cars in like that because they last for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they still look brand new.
Especially if you put synthetic oil on it.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Oh, I'll tell you, if you're even looking for a car like that, folks, don't ever buy a new one. You know what I mean? Because the bottom line is that you can get great Mercedes, great Jaguars, great any high-end car like that.
Absolutely.
A year, 2 years old, and they're still brand new.
Oh, yeah.
And you just
absolutely.
kill the price.
No question. So good to have you back.
It's great to be back, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, folks. You stay right there. We got our man Basil Chapman coming up next from Newton, Massachusetts, and Larry Pesavento. David White back here a little bit later with myself. Have a great one.
Take care, folks. Have a great day.